Hi, everyone, and welcome to week 5. This is First Things First, an interactive conversation between UCI first generation faculty who were themselves the first in the family to go to university, and two of our wonderful new first gen students. My name is Anita Casavantes Bradford, and I am here with Gretta Osuna, who is a first gen student in BioSci, aspiring to a career in nursing. And so we're going to do our week 5 check-in. Greta, how are you doing?
Hello, I am doing great. I am about to starting my week 5 at UCI, and it's been pretty challenging, but really rewarding at the same time.
And you're taking 4 courses right now?
Yes, I am. I'm taking Bio 2A, Bio 93, Drama, and Chemistry 1A.
Now, my understanding is that chemistry class is very challenging. It has been the bane of many incoming freshmen's existence. Tell us a little bit about your experience in the chemistry class.
Yes, definitely. So I am taking Chem 1A, as I said, and I'm also part of the LARC tutorial for Chem 1A. So I get a little bit of extra help of a current UCI student who has previously taken the class with the same professor. And in my case, she took the class last year. And it's a group of about 4 or 5, maybe even 6 other students that are taking the same class with the same professor. And we meet every week, actually twice a week, and we go over the course material that we covered in class, and we kind of talk about how we're feeling about it, which has been one of the best parts of vlog so far, that I get to kind of share, debrief of the experiences that I have so far with the class. And it's nice to see that someone else is struggling the same way as you are. As we were talking earlier, she mentioned that sometimes it's good to just kind of complain with someone else, and that is something that I've gotten out of Lark. And even though it has been challenging to sit down and work through the formulas and work through the concepts and narrowing it down to a basic study guide for the midterm and all of those things, I believe that we're in a good track. I believe that I'll get there and that everything is challenging at first, but once that you actually get it, it's just gonna stay there. So that's
Good.
what we're hoping for.
I'm really glad to hear that. As always, your positive attitude is inspiring to me. But at the same time, right? Like, I don't want people watching this to think that we are being insincere. There are challenges, right? And particularly for those of us that are first generation, that are from low income backgrounds, from URM communities, sometimes there can be this voice in your head that tells you that you don't really belong, or if you're struggling in a class, that tells you that you're the only one that is struggling and that everyone else is doing just fine, right? And so this is where things like LARC and tutorial groups, study groups can be really helpful, because just knowing that other people are struggling, that it doesn't come easy, right? It doesn't have to come easy, right? It's okay to struggle. Right now I'm writing my second book, and that sounds like, wow, right? Yeah, but oh my God, this book is kicking my butt, right? Like, I am struggling hard, but I have enough life experience now in my 40s to know that, like, this too shall pass. I will struggle. And as long as I just get out of bed every day and move forward a little bit, not quitting is what matters, right? And so, yeah, having a group of supportive people to talk to can help. You mentioned that you also have joined a couple of groups, one that is sort of related to your personal identity and your faith, and one that is related to your future career. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Of course. I have joined Hope, which is Hearts Openly Praying Everywhere. And as you have mentioned, this is a club that is religiously affiliated, but it is open to everyone on campus. And it's a great time to kind of relax and really just bond with other people and UCI that are going through the same thing, but are struggling as well. Not all of them are first gen, but you also get a different perspective. You get out of your circle of the same major people, because at least for me, since I'm taking just biology and chemistry classes, I'm not really exposed to anyone else. And so I really like this club, and I really like being able to keep my faith alive here, even though I am starting a new chapter in my life, as they say, and that is hope. I also joined NSSA, which is the Nursing Association Club for Nursing Students Association Club, and this is for my career, as she mentioned. As I am currently a biology major, I am planning on changing my major later on, and this is kind of a difficult process. The odds aren't very good. I already got rejected once at the nursing program, so I am attempting to get in the nursing program again this incoming fall. And I'm starting to prepare myself by attending these meetings, by following along the journeys of people that went through the same change of major from biology or public health or any other major to nursing. And we meet every week and bi-weekly, I mean, and we kind of go over the requirements or classes and basically the nursing career and how to better prepare ourselves for our future patients.
That's wonderful. There's a couple of things that I want to point out about what you've just said about joining these clubs. The first one is that, you know, starting university is this interesting experience where, like you said, you're starting a new life. And so you're exploring new parts of your identity and being exposed to new ideas, new values, new concepts. And that's valuable, right? Like that's part of the learning experience. But on the other hand, who we are, our identities when we come to college are often a source of pride and strength, and they should be, right? And different parts of who we are important to us at different times in our life. So for some people, their ethnicity or their racial identity can be a very important part of who they are. For some people, their gender identity, their sexuality, whether they're an immigrant or not, whether they're documented or not, can be a really salient part of who they are. Faith is one of those things as well that is a really important part of our identities and our cultures, right? And so finding ways to continue expressing who you are authentically while also growing and becoming a new person is really crucial, right? So I advise all first-gen students to look for things, whether it is, in Greta's case, it's a Catholic student organization. For some other student, it might be the Muslim Students Association, it might be the LGBTQ Center, it might be the Center for Black Cultures. Find a space where you can nurture and enjoy your identity, right? To stay connected to who you are. At the same time, I also recommend joining organizations like the nursing organization that allow you to connect with people who aspire to a new identity, right? Like a new professional identity. One of the benefits of being in clubs like that too is what we call cascading mentorship, right? Being exposed to students who are further ahead in the program and in the process is really important because they're maybe 1 or 2 years ahead of you. They have all those tips for how do you change a major, which professor to seek out, which professor to avoid, right? Like all of these things are the benefits of cascading mentorship that you can acquire by being in student orgs, right? So we talked about this last week a little bit. For those of you that are watching, make sure you go to UCI's Student Life and Leadership page. There's a list of all of the campus orgs there. You can find out which org is good for you. And a lot of them are doing activities online as well right now. We should probably wrap it up, but Greta, I want to turn it back over to you. What are some words of encouragement for other first-gen students that, like you, are entering week 5 of their first quarter at UCI?
It is getting a lot more challenging than the first week, but I believe it's okay. We'll get there. And I've surrounded myself with a bunch of little inspirational quotes and my books, and together we'll get through it. And yeah, thank you so much.
All right, everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye.